Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a video about USB copies and backups tasks on a TerraMaster NAS system. In front of us here, I'm currently doing this video on the F8 SSD Plus. So let's get right to it. So the first thing that you want to do, right, is you want to plug the USB into the NAS. Once you have it plugged it in, you have a few options. So let's go through the options that you have, right? So if you click on the settings control panel up here, and then you go to USB device, you will notice that you get this menu here. If you want to install USB copy for backups and tasks, and we want to do that. So we click install. We wait for the installer to finish. There you go, operation has been successful. Then you click don't prompt me again, because we don't want this one to pop up again. Then we click OK. The next thing we have is we have this USB drive here, right? Now, I'm going to teach you how to format it and everything, just in case, you never know. So, over here we have a few options. The first one is permissions, settings. The next one here is encryption. You can encrypt the USB. You have safe ejection when you need to pop it out. And you have format. So we're going to format this drive. So how do you want to format this drive? You have the whole disk or partition, if you have multi-partition USB drive. For example, you can have a USB drive with a section that is not encrypted and one section that is encrypted. You can do that. We're going to do the whole disk. You have the file system here. You can choose ext4, FAT32. We're going to go with FAT32 because who knows, maybe we're going to use this on a Windows machine or something, we never know. Whole disk, FAT32. And we click, and it says it's going to format. And we just wait for this to finish. And there you go, configuration has been saved. As you can see, the size has changed. It is now basically, I'm not exactly sure what it says, why it says 4 ports device USB 2.0, because this is actually in the 3.1 slot, but we'll figure that out. But yep, there you go, so it's done. Once you have done that, we're gonna go over to all applications. We're gonna go to USB copy. Here you have the USB copy tasks. On the USB device, you can see this USB device. You come back to the menu. On the logs, you can see what has happened during this time. You have a few settings here. You can select what you want and how long to retain it. You also have delete and a few other buttons, refresh and search. Then you have the settings. So here's a few settings. Let's go from the bottom up, right? So the first one that you have on the bottom is enable notifications. So you can actually have the buzzer inside of the NAS, beep, beep, beep. You can have that one to start and when it's completed. So let's try this. So the buzzer will alert when a backup starts and finishes. Yeah, let's do that. So we click apply. So now it's gonna beep, beep. After that, we take a look here. Force the disk to USB device to sleep once backup is completed. This here is for external hard drives only, not USB, right? So don't select this one if you're gonna use the USB. Automatically mount the USB device before backup task starts. This could be useful in some cases. Eject the USB device when the backup is completed. This is a very good option. Start a backup when the USB is plugged in. So here's the thing, right? Imagine that we have like a task and it's like, oh, we need this folder to be backed up immediately as soon as we plug in the device. And then when it's done, we can pull it out and go to the next one. And it's for moving files very fast. Moving files very fast. Next, you have enable backup circle. When you have rotation enabled, the number of version of multi-version backup tasks exceeds the upper limit. The earliest version that has been backed up by the task will be deleted. So you can have multiple versions of the backup. This could be useful in some cases. And here we have the tasks themselves. Let's try and do the task. So here we have a backup task. We're gonna name it. We're gonna say test backup. Backup method. So what method is it going to back up from? Tnas to USB, USB to Tnas. So yeah, here's the thing, right? So we want to back up from the Tnas to the USB. Let's do that. Let's do that. Backup source. So we're gonna select something here that we want to back up. Well, this is kind of tricky. We need some files to back up. Yeah. So let's take the emulator, and we take the ROM folder. Why not? Let's do that. After that, backup destination. Well, we want to have the USB drive. That's for sure. All right. Then you click next. Yep. And it says that because of the file system, you cannot have larger than 4 gigs. Well, we know that we don't have that, so it's okay. What type of backup do you want? Multi-version. This means that you can have multiple versions of different types. For example, if you alter the text file here or here or here or something like this, you can have many different versions. Mirror mode. This will essentially make a copy, like it's the same here as it is over there, right? And then you have incremental mode. This basically means you execute it once, that's it, you're done, right? So let's do that. Incremental mode. Let's do that. Backup now. Start. Maximum files. Nope, we're not gonna do anything of these. So here we're gonna back up this to this. Confirm. As you can see, it's now beeping because it's now doing the task. So it started beeping immediately when it started the task, and then it says backup succeeded, and it's been done, right? So it's been done. So there should now be a folder inside of the USB with this. So let's take a look. Open the file manager, open the USB, and there you go. There's a ROM folder, and it should be empty because I don't have anything, so it should be empty. It's kind of. Let's try and put some files in there and let's see what it does. So we're gonna run this again. Start. And it's beeping again. It's copying. And it's beeping again. It succeeded. So now there's gonna be a file there. So we're gonna go to the USB, go to the ROMs, and there you go. You have the file there. So this is how it works. I hope you find this useful. And this is basically how you can use the USB copy tasks to do various of things. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind though, is that when you delete a task, let's say you have this task here, we click here. I'm just gonna turn off the buzzer just in case because I don't want to have the sound all the time. So let's turn that off. Now, if you're going to pull the USB drive out, make sure that you go to the control panel and USB and you go to safe ejection. And one thing to keep in mind, deleting the task will not delete the files. So you need to make sure you take that into account. So we click Safe Eject. And now it kicks out the USB drive. And the USB drive is gone, right? I hope you learned something, and hopefully this will help you on your way. And thank you very much for watching.